everyone, it is so nice to be back and talking to you guys. I'm sorry I had to take a bit of a hiatus for health reasons, but I am back on the wagon and it has inspired me to talk about something today, which is very important, is I think the top 4 things you can do for your health at this very moment. They're easy, small changes that could actually transform your status and level of health dramatically. And the first one is water, and I know I talk about this so often, but water is so important. Our body and our blood and everything to make us function is composed of water. And in order for us to be able to function properly, we have to have clean, filtered water. And our kidneys filter water and we excrete water, and we don't realize that we also lose water in many other ways. We lose water when we talk, we lose water when we sweat, we lose water when we sneeze, whatever you want to say. And it's hard if you're not drinking water consciously to get those 8 cups or whatever recommended in a day, because as university students or high school students or whatever you are, we have very chaotic lives. So my biggest piece of advice when you're coming to school, it's around exam time, things are really busy, bring a reusable water bottle. Please don't bring one of those little plastic water bottles you buy in the cafeteria or from a vending machine and refill it. That is the worst thing you could do for yourself. And the longer you reuse or use those water bottles, the more toxins are being leaked into your own system. So bring a reusable water bottle. UOIT has amazing Brita filters throughout the school that can be found in many places by many of your classrooms, and to refill your water bottles. There's no better hydration method than water. Pure water, not juice, not tea, not coffee. Water is the absolute best. And my next piece of advice was something I actually learned this year, is that we can't be run by calories. We cannot let calories solely depict our diet choices. And it's really hard to even understand that, because society is constantly, in the government even, and many other social outlets are constantly talking about calories and counting calories. And you can only have this many calories a day and whatever, which you know is very important. In many situations, calories can be used to count your diet, but there are so many more things that we as healthy individuals need to take into consideration. And the first thing is, not all fats are created equal, and it's really important that when you're picking foods that are good for you, that you're fueling your body with good food, and that you're aware of what's in it. There's a huge difference between unsaturated fat and saturated fat and trans fat, and I will definitely include some links at the bottom of some really reputable websites to describe that. But I think that's another huge factor in your health, and you don't realize if something is 50, 100 calories, it seems great because we can eat lots more of it. But if you look at the amount of trans fat in it and saturated fat, the more you eat, the more likely you are to be clogging up your arteries. And it doesn't matter how young you are, that process of atherosclerosis, or again, that plaque building in your arteries, that starts at a very young age, and it's very, very common. So as young people, it's our job to absolutely take our health into our own hands and be aware of what we're eating. And also when we're looking on the food label, looking at what the food contains a lot of. So if we see something, and sure, it's 100 calories and it doesn't have a lot of trans fat, but it has 80% of our sodium or over 100% of our sodium, and not much of anything else, it's not really worth it to put it into our bodies when there's amazing other things we could eat. And recently I discovered an amazing recipe for zucchini pizzas, which are basically like you cut the zucchini in half and you top it like you would a pizza, and it is so good. So that's another thing I'm going to include at the bottom, because it's really a fast recipe that anyone can make if I could make it. And it's a lot more nutrient dense and nutrient conscious than something like a pack of fries you would get. So my third thing is rest. Rest is so important, and we don't get enough of it during exam time because we're go, 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 go. And I'm not saying you have to get those full 8 hours every single night. I totally get that's not realistic, but just making a conscious effort to get to bed at a good time, or to sleep in, if you can, that extra hour in the morning, that will really help you throughout the day. And Your brain works a lot better when you're fully energized, just like a battery. If a battery is at 20% and it's about to run out, you will start noticing a bit of lagging, and it's the same for humans. We need our rest, and we need good uninterrupted rest. So sleeping for 15 minutes on, 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off, 15 minutes off doesn't really do us much justice when there is a perfectly good alternative. Go to bed for 3 or 4 hours if you're really trying to pull an all-nighter, and then wake up and go for it. But take care of yourself. And my last point is exercise. Exercise is so important, and it's so easy to skip the gym or skip the run when we're so busy and we're saying, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time. But there's always time for a 30-minute walk or a 30-minute jog. And what a better way than getting some of your friends together or spending some quality time with your family and saying, hey guys, do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a run? Do you want to go walk the dog? Do you want to go to the dog park? Do you want to go on a river walk to see whatever? That will make a huge difference. When you exercise, you release endorphins, you're happier, you feel more vitalized, and your brain is a lot more likely to be less cloudy, and that when you come back, you can easily just look at the work in front of you and consciously be absorbing more of the information. It's not realistic to wake up at 8 in the morning, go to bed at 1 in the morning, and think that without any breaks or any exercise or any socialization that you're going to be able to absorb as much information as you would otherwise. And lastly, just to kind of go full circle, take those breaks. Find positive things that you can fit into your schedule. I went to an Oshawa Generals game on Sunday, and I was so worried about having to miss those few hours of studying. But it was so nice to spend time with my family and so nice to really relax and just kind of sit back. And when I got home, I was able to do so much more work because I was in a lot better mood. I was vitalized and energized and happy. And that is a huge indicator of how successful you're going to be when you study. So I really, really, really wish you the best. And I understand this is such a stressful time. Try to just make those conscious efforts to improve your health. They could be really small incremental steps, but altogether those little steps really lead to a huge evolution and a huge change in your health for the better. So have a great day, guys. Bye.